Good afternoon. The Chief Constable of the West Midlands has admitted that the police tactics during the first hours of the riots were too slow and his forces too stationary as widespread looting took place. The comments came in a report to the police authority on the scale of the riots and the lessons to be learnt. But Chris Sims said there had been no hard intelligence warning of what was to be unleashed and that his officers had been attacked with petrol bombs, missiles and gunfire. Our special correspondent Peter Wilson looks at the police response to the disorder which hit the streets of the West Midlands.
The scale of the riots was totally unprecedented. The investigations into the looting, the 3 murders and the incident when police officers came under fire from armed gangs is now the largest ever carried out by the West Midlands force since the Birmingham pub bombings in 1974. Today, the Chief Constable spoke of the bravery of his officers, but also admitted mistakes.
For the first hour or so, I felt, and I know officers felt, that we were probably too stationary, too slow, too busy trying to disperse people that in effect were then regrouping and attacking a different premises.
What do we know of those involved in the looting? Well, the ages range from 12 to 59. 3/4 of those arrested had previous convictions. The average age was 23, but many were school children.
This meeting has revealed that the police came under attack with crowds armed with baseball bats, in some cases with guns, missiles and petrol bombs. 91 police vehicles were damaged, and even the West Midlands Police website came under cyber attack.
The police authority were today holding the Chief Constable to account, but they too have been criticised in recent weeks.
I think there are sufficient resources across the force and mutual aid from other forces that would ensure that the policing of the West Midlands would not be at a point of breaking, but it was stretched.
The riots have cost the police £12 million. The main lesson, they say, is a need for greater mobility, greater flexibility during fast-moving, unpredictable events. Peter Wilson, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
Well, a committee of MPs has been continuing its own inquiry into the riots this morning. Among those giving evidence was the Birmingham Ladywood MP, Shabana Mahmood, and she joins us now from Westminster. Ms Mahmood, your constituency is one of the most deprived in Birmingham. What have your constituents been saying to you in the weeks since the riots?
A lot of the feedback I've had from my constituents has focused in particular on the police response. So this sense that the police did not move onto the Soho Road and the Dudley Road in particular in my constituency early enough, and that people felt that they had to come out and protect their own properties themselves. And certainly that's what was happening in the early hours of Tuesday morning and the early hours of Wednesday morning as well. And obviously it's because people were outside on the Dudley Road in particular that we had the incident where the 3 murders took place as well. So there was a sense of we had to do it ourselves, and a concern about the speed of the police response, particularly in the initial phase, which is what I was talking to the committee about today.
But do they have any ideas about what they'd like to see happen in the future? Do they think this possibly could be an opportunity to change things?
Well, yeah, in 2 specific ways. I mean, firstly, there's the relationship with the police in particular. So, for example, we have another community meeting tomorrow, and that's designed to be part of a series of meetings where we have a good dialogue between the police and the local community to try and re-establish some of that trust and that good working relationship so that policing can be more effective. But also, people want to know and try and understand why the people that got involved in the rioting had no sense of community, had no stake in their community, which is, you know, whatever else the other reasons might have been for people getting involved in the rioting. And, you know, obviously you can't downplay the criminality that was involved. They obviously didn't have a stake in their society.
Ms Mahmood, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you. Well, as further evidence of a